more startups as well with us today, and we will be inviting their co-founders and founders as well. So first, let's listen from you. Just to introduce, Sumit Sinha is the founder of Happy Hemp. Uh, they just have one product right now, but they are coming up with many more products uh, that are in pipeline. And let's have a word from you, Sumit. We have seen some feedback of your products from some people who have started using. So maybe you can share that aspect as well. And one aspect which I really liked about you and your organization is that you people are putting very nice infographics. I request all of you to visit Happy Hemp social media platforms. So in a very interesting way, you people are compiling and presenting the research studies which are there all over the world, the data, the infographics. That is very, very important, very crucial for this industry, because nothing is hypothetical, nothing is magic. Everything is having a science, having a logic. Exhaustive research has been done, which you people are presenting in a very nice and informative way, which a layman can understand and take it forward. So without wasting much time, Sumit, let's hear from you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Piyush. It's amazing to be here with everyone. Starting up in the space of medical cannabis in India is a bit of a bittersweet thing. When you understand medical cannabis, you understand there are many elements to it. There's a CBD element, there's a THC element. There's entirely a CBD isolate, or so many various kinds of product that exist which can help you target conditions. Obviously, the full spectrum has its own benefit, while only the isolates or the CBD has, can be used to target different kind of a age group or conditions, right? So when you talk about a startup, obviously something which involves a psychotropic substance, the need to understand the regulatory becomes heavily important, in my own opinion. I'll share one incident which happened with me. When I was starting up, my idea was to bring more and more transparency in the labeling part. Like, I did not know. It was my own lack of knowledge, that I'm sharing, which we ended up rectifying later. Is that why we're not talking about the CBD and THC present in it, right? Why are we not standardizing the entire, CBD and THC dosage across the medicines? Why the companies, those who are doing it, are not really doing it in the most transparent way? So this kind of gave me a whole bit of circle of the how the entire regulatory thing works. There is a a molecular phyto chemical based approach, which probably would take the allopathy route if you go from that. But when it comes to the Ayurveda space route, that is not something which how it operates, right? So I remember one of the mistakes which we did on our label was to mention that it contains what all important phytocannabinoids, something which probably could have caused trouble for us as a company, right? So we all understand the range of the phytochemicals it has, but then not being able to communicate to people what exactly is helping them is a bit of a challenge that I believe the regulatory should open up to. Probably, maybe not in the Ayurveda space, but definitely from the the more allopathy route, which people can take from the India, or those who want to take should be given the opportunity. The regulation should become more and more open, more and more liberalized, I would say, for startups to understand that. Another thing is that a lot of states are willing to start the dialogue, or have started the dialogue to legalize the cultivation of medical cannabis, which I believe is going to be very important, as the industry. One of the key challenge which I've faced is the grayness associated with the sourcing of the cannabis leaf, right? There is no proper or dedicated cultivation which happens, which I hope will happen in the coming time after Himachal or Goa or any other states kind of take this entire legalization work, and there's a proper sourcing happening. It's going to also open up a lot of business opportunity for India at a global scale. One of the key challenge I have felt that India has faced because of the grayness is not being able to tap the growing international market. So we all understand that India has the abundance of growth of cannabis. Like I believe 60% of the Indian state has the cannabis growing out of widely growing, and obviously Himalayan ranges are probably blessed to have the kind of conditions needed for the plant. But at the same time, the one of the key things that probably required for things to become part of a structured industry is good agriculture and collection practices, which I believe is something which is not existing when it comes to Indian cannabis space. So, as I said, multiple bit of a liberalization has to happen, because India as a country has a tremendous potential to lead the global supply chain when it comes to either the hemp seed or hemp, hemp leaf, or even if things go, good, we may be able to use the flower and the buds for the medicine preparation. But that's something which I may not assume right away. But even still, in order to execute things in the existing Ayush framework, a legal structure or a cultivation pattern which can help people either A, standardize the phytochemicals, B, being able to obviously have more transparency into the entire cultivation and the entire manufacturing process. I mean, manufacturing has transparency, meaning the input part mostly. So this can help us tap into the unimaginable potential. India has ability to offer raw materials at a cheaper price. I still, believe that the pricing is been a inhibitor for the growth of the industry. If you look across the globe, I believe Australia recently, or Germany, I believe, they have insurance payback for your medicines. I'm not exactly not 100% of how it works, but medicines do get covered as part of the insurance. And as the prices gets cheaper in Australia for medical cannabis, the adoption increased. So there's one company, I forgot their name, MCG Pharma or something, I believe. So they started manufacturing their products in Slovakia. They would import into Australia to reduce the prices, and that actually helped them create or capture, are able to serve more patients, right? Because the pricing significantly went down. I believe one of the theory or one of the thesis Happy Hemp is also trying to do is to control the prices, offer the same quality product as the peers are offering, but to make sure that the prices remains within the reach of the people. I pretty much in my 30 years of life do not remember using medicines worth 4,000 or 5,000 bucks. I'm pretty sure those who come from middle class India would also, coherent to that. I talk to a lot of patients, even though our products are cheaper in the range, they find it expensive. It kind of, I left with no answer. Like, how do I tell you that I am probably trying to do my best so that we can create a more, affordable solution? But, well, this is not how the majority would take it up, right? So as a company, our focus is obviously to create products that are efficacy driven. We have done a lot of R&D into understanding the next formulations line. You will not believe we started the company last year in 2020 in March, and it took us around a year to understand what exactly one product we should go out with. We realized that the leaf extract is probably the most difficult product in the entire spectrum of hemp seed or hemp leaf to go out with. Be it a learning from your startup point of view, or be it establishing the demand of the kind of alternate medicines you want to create. This was the perfect one thing, just one thing, focusing on one thing, executing it in the most efficient way, and converting the thought process, communicating it with the doctors, with the patients. That has been the focus. The next product line, we've been working it from a very long time. The idea was to infuse all the herbs. I mean, given the fact that we operate in the beautiful Ayurveda space, which has always focused upon the naturally available resources for healing of individuals, we want to borrow the ability and efficacy of other herbs, infuse it with Vijaya, create a product that is purely natural, that has the maximum potential, which can be given out to the someone's wellness. So a lot of these things remain in center of ours as a thought process. Along with that, we believe the technology has to come into play a bigger role, be it from a tracking point of view, to ensure that the prescriptions are not being misused. We I would, if you let me talk about opioids, I might just go on for another hour and probably bash opioids here and there. But when we deal with something as sensitive as cannabis, the onus and the responsibility again comes to us to ensure that there is no potential abuse of the medicine happening. I mean, it's not about the recreational use being legal, bhang is legal. It's about the purpose get defeated when you are voicing when you are at the peak of your breath talking about how good the plant is, but even one or two such incidents kind of just takes those of your critics, even add more and more substance to against this entire cannabis domain, right? So as a company we would very soon be deploying a technology-led solution which can help us tackle the entire abuse part of it, how we can check abuse across the system. We've been talking to multiple doctors, doing a sample studies with them. We have reached out doctors from Gujarat, doctors from Rajasthan, probably pan India doctors. I could get hold of it. Took my time to explain Vijaya. A lot of doctors do understand Vijaya, but all of them have concerns as well, given its psychotropic nature. So as a company who is manufacturing products, the onus of checking the abuse is also largely on us. So that also remains one of our focus as a company, along with efficacy-driven products. We would want to set up a structure that ensures that people gets right kind of a medicine, because I guess in the pharmaceutical industry, proxy products or fake products is also a big challenge. As soon as the entire CBD becomes mainstream line or something which is not a fringe of the alternate cares, people would try to probably use weeds to create medicines out and use someone else's label to sell fake products. So that becomes also a challenge for a pharmaceutical company, and given the fact that we may be targeted very easily as compared to any other products, given the nature of the substance. So a lot of onus comes on checking the quality, making sure the right kind of product reaches people, and obviously the product that reaches has the desired efficacy that people are looking out for. So people, those who want to start up, I'm going to just summarize into key points, is that in the cannabis space, very important is to know the regulatory. Very important is to know, how things or what is allowed, what is not allowed, what exactly are you doing to not get sensationalized by the word CBD. I've seen a lot of companies sensationalizing the CBD, which is not really accurate to do, given how Ayurveda works. At the same time, ensuring that you are ready to, do the extra mile of generating awareness around it. It's very, very critical, the stage that we are in, that people understand the right things the right way. Infographics is an effort to, use the minimum amount of time to generate the maximum amount of information, given that the information has a substantial backing. It takes an amount of time to read papers, even the papers are not, it's not that you just read a paper and it immediately transforms into an infographic. It has to be consumed, organized, to make sure that people get the correct information in a flow that would take the least amount of time. Nobody's going to sit and read multiple things. I've tried doing blogs, writing a blog post, but I realized that blog posts people do not read a lot. I did not really get maybe a lot of what do you call it, traction or a reach to people than I believe I'm able to generate using the infographics. So finding ways to engage with people is what I would also ask the coming entrepreneur, is that you need to find a way to engage with people that can help spread good words about the product, generate awareness about the about the medicines, because we are in a space where we want to create the market. The market, to be honest, does not really exist. If I take even one FMCG product of one multinational company, the entire cannabis company's business would probably just fit into that number or the volume, right? So as of now, the idea would be to join voices to find ways to communicate. Research backed is the best way to do it. Very soon, we would be also doing a fourth phase of the clinical trial of our product. very soon we are planning to do that. We have already started working upon it, and we hope to do it. There's something which takes their own course of time. I can't simply do it in a months or weeks time. But yeah, we have already started on that. The idea would be to establish that the products are clinically proven, the products have the desired efficacy, and obviously people can have it at an affordable pricing. And obviously the entire technology led layering to ensure that the safety and the efficacy and the tracking remains paramount and transparent. I guess that's all I can add from my end. I believe there's so many people who would like to add points. I tried to cover what all I felt is kind of close to my heart when it comes to the cannabis space.
Right. Thank you so much, Sumit. And I think this was a very informative talk. We have certain audience. They are asking to put up some questions to you as well. So that means that you have nicely summarized the entire aspect.